some of these storms coming up through Dakota County, and then the storm should weaken in intensity as they get further north into the Twin Cities because the air is colder here, so it's limiting the updrafts that would create a severe storm. But you can see a lot of lightning over Inver Grove Heights extending down to Egan and Rosemount, and then you can see a lot of lightning too in the tornado warned part of that storm, which is getting up near Randolph and just northwest of Cannon Falls and just to the south of Hampton. This is Highway 52, that very busy corridor between Rochester and the Twin Cities, and so that's where the storm is heading right now, and then it's going to get into a more rugged area of Goodhue County as it continues to drift toward the Mississippi River. But if you're in Randolph right now, this is coming at your way here just north of the Stanton Airport. We've got a Cannon Falls live picture, so let's go ahead and just take that right now. I mean, that's that's what you're looking at. That's pretty serious stuff. I don't see any rapid rotation on there, but I see clouds that are clearly almost on the ground. And with the circulation ongoing in this storm that we're seeing on the radar telling us there's a tornado there, there's got to be something happening. And we could witness a tornado here just looking at the shot at any moment. But that is a wall cloud fully developed. It's on the southwest side of the storm. This is looking southwest or west of Cannon Falls. And I mean, look at that right there. You can see almost something that looks like it's starting to touch the ground in the form of a tornado there on the left. But there's a lot of activity, a lot of shear spinning, and that's going to continue here with the storm.
Jonathan, as you're tracking all of this activity on the radar, some of our viewers in other areas are writing in, letting us know what they're seeing in their areas. We just had a woman from Apple Valley send us some hail video. We're working to turn that around and get that on the air. But also another woman just called from Alexandria. She wants you to know that it's snowing quite a bit there right now.
I know.
Amazing weather.
See, spring storms will do that. You'll have the tornadoes in the warm sector on the warm side, and then you'll have a snowstorm on the north side. I can see there's a severe thunderstorm warning that went out for the folks in Apple Valley here. This is until 6:15. This is for hail, which was been reported now in Apple Valley. That's what these little white areas you see here, and that's warning extends up into Washington County as well. So we're not anticipating tornado weather here in the severe thunderstorm warning, but we could see some wind gusts to 45 miles per hour and also some large hail. Look at that. Rosemount reporting 1-inch size hail. That's good size hail, and that's going to be this white area. Sam, can you zoom in on that? So that's going to be the Apple Valley, Egan, Rosemount area right along Highway 3. I'm going to go back to the anchors right now. You guys have some new information? Parcels of warm, humid air that are just rising straight upwards and condensing into clouds there at the base of that cloud. But when they're doing that, they're spinning. If you look at these long enough, you can see spinning rotation on some of those clouds. And when it gets strong enough, it'll touch the ground, and that's when we have all kinds of tornado damage that starts happening. So what we're sitting here looking at is really the final stage here to get a tornado, and it may or may not have happened. We don't have any storm reports, but we're looking at the development here of a well-developed wall cloud that could spit out a tornado. A lot of times we like to see a little more rotation in those clouds that are rising, those scud clouds, and it doesn't appear that it's rotating too much, but also we're at a distance, and when you look at things at a distance, they don't always look as fast as they may be, but I can see that's a very active area there that we were showing here just to the west of Cannon Falls, and that would be down here looking west into that storm. And one thing about the storm too, I was just looking at radar here, it looks like there might be a little bit of strong winds here coming from, I'm looking at another radar here on my phone, Cottage Grove, and then down to about Coates. So that would be Cottage Grove in Washington County and down to Coates. You might be seeing some 50-mile-per-hour wind gusts right now with this severe storm. Here it is right here. You can see that too, Sam, right? In this area.
Yeah.
So Inver Grove Heights as well. This might be some strong straight-line winds developing in response to the tornadic part of the storm possibly starting to weaken a bit, but it's got all that energy and it has to go somewhere, and that might be what we're seeing here, some of that wind energy being transported up to the north side of the storm and producing some strong winds. So if you're on the Mississippi River, Inver Grove Heights, Woodbury, Afton, know that the winds may be picking up dramatically in your area, Cottage Grove as well, down right in this area on Highway 10.
Yeah, and what we're looking at here again is the velocity image. So if you see us kind of bouncing back and forth, the velocity image just provides so much crucial information to what's happening, because when we're looking at reflectivity here, we're getting glimpses of the storm structure and we see also where it's raining heaviest and where we might have some hail cores. But as far as the wind speeds are concerned, some of the details are found within that velocity image, and so that's why we went kind of back and forth, and maybe you're wondering about that. So
yeah, the velocity allows us to really see inside the storm and look at what the winds are doing as opposed to what the rain is doing. This is more standard radar, just showing us that very heavy rainfall is occurring here in northern Dakota County, and then when we get to these white colors, that is large hail, and there is some larger hail that is also being shown up on that radar too. Now this is radial velocity. This is that radar that tracks the wind, and we can see there's some wind bowing out in this area from Cottage Grove down to just west of Hastings. And so that's where some strong straight line winds may be ongoing. And then we have the tornadic part, the rotation part of this, where there's circular rotation as you get down near Hampton and Cannon Falls. And that's going to be this part. And you can really catch your eye on that part because it starts to, the colors start to kind of glow at you. And you'll see a really bright red color connected to one of these really bright green colors. And that's how you can tell you have a couplet with one of these storms. So that rotating part of this storm is going to come in between Highway 52 here, in between Hampton and Cannon Falls. Fortunately, there's not, it's a more rural area in that part of the county, there of southern Dakota County, but this is, I'll tell you, starting to track northeast here toward Hastings, and there's more population up in this area. So this is the worst part or the most dangerous part of the storm, but as we go back up to the Twin Cities, we are getting some strong winds here in eastern Dakota County, western or southwestern Washington County as these storms make their way off to the northeast. And then if you look to the southwest side, if you're out in Edina, Bloomington, Eden Prairie, it's just rain and some thunder. In fact, it's not even really doing much at all right now. But Sam, could you do one thing and just take this all the way out? I see that 1.5 inch hail here in Rosemount.
Yeah, that was the latest report. I just wanted to be informed. So
yeah, that's damaging hail.
Yeah, ping pong size hail, 1.5 inch at diameter. So I'll take that off and, oops, excuse me.
Just show us a full screen that goes all the way up to Alexandria so that people can see what's going on here this evening. So we're dealing with severe weather on the southeast side of the Twin Cities, then just cold rains north of here. And then when we get up toward Alexandria, we're dealing with a snowstorm. I mean, look at this. This is pretty heavy snow falling from eastern South Dakota through Alexandria, Brainerd, and Duluth. Some of these areas tonight, overnight, from Brainerd to Duluth could get 10 inches of snow. That could cause power outages because of the weight of the snow. Here in the Twin Cities, we may get a little bit of snow overnight. It won't be much, but it'd be up on the northwest side of the Twin Cities. Might get an inch of snow by tomorrow morning. But what we're concerned about is this part right here. It's in the warm sector. It's basically the center of this storm system, and it is moving northeast here toward Hastings right now. And then this is going to spill into western Wisconsin out near River Falls. But right here, this is where we see some of the most intense part of the storm. You can see that pink area. That would represent some hail. And then you can see where this, it's almost like a hook here to the southwest of Hampton. That's where you're going to have the rotating winds. We're going to take a live pic from, I think we're going to Northfield with this one. Yeah, so you can see more, again, of the wall cloud there off to the left. And you can see that's almost touching the ground there off to the left. We might be just at too much of a distance where we can't see anything spinning around, but you can clearly see that that cloud is almost on the ground there off to the left of your screen. Here's a shot from Cannon Falls now, which they're going to be near that storm as well. And I'm really surprised we're not seeing a tornado in here because that is about as close as you come to a tornado without actually seeing one when you see that kind of cloud structure like that. But it certainly looks like that is also very near the ground. And we have, I can see uprising. You can see the clouds rotating there. Not particularly fast. In tornadoes, they rotate extremely fast, but we can see some rotation there. Sam,
yeah, it's a little jagged as well. So when we watch these things, Jonathan and I,